Hi, Michael Buffer here, and you are watching Lights Out.
This is Faisal for Lights Out, proudly sponsored by Spartans Law. I'm here at the SSE Arena. Delighted to be joined by the former WBA super middleweight champion of the world, Mr. George Groves. George, how you doing, mate?
I'm grand, thank you. I'm very good.
Right, George, let's just discuss a few matters in boxing that have obviously been going on during the past week. Canelo moving up to cruiserweight. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I only found out about this today. I missed it throughout the week. He's in terrific form, isn't he? Like, really feels like it's unstoppable. It's who knows? Who knows? You know, I need to go back and have a look at. Is it Makabu, isn't it? Who's the champion? Who
yes.
He might be fighting. See whether he's if he's got enough size to put him away, but. Yeah, fascinating. You know, you wouldn't write Canelo off against anyone right now. I doubt he thinks the rest of his career is going to end up being a cruiserweight. But if he can nip up there, nick a belt, and come back, then it makes sense. There's no huge names really in the middleweight division right now that kind of keep him interested. So,
obviously, as a boxing fan and a former boxer as you are, would you rather much prefer him to tackle the likes of Bivol and Beterbiev at light heavyweight?
Yeah, I think, well, he's on about making history and making a legacy for himself, and if it's another world belt, new division, 5-weight world champion, and he joins an even more exclusive group of fighters to achieve that accomplishment. So I can see that as much more alluring than Bivol or Beterbiev or any of them guys at light heavyweight who are a serious handful. But who knows, like, he's been, you know, I still see him as a middleweight sometimes, you know, so, you know, some great fights in the middle, great fights maybe still at super middleweight if you go through the rankings, see what there is, you know, with Benavidez and a few others, but, you know, he wants to fight 4 times next year. He's going to run out of opponents soon if he keeps fighting. You know, he's winning the way he is, so you know, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Also get your thoughts on the whole situation with Dillian Whyte and the WBC. We all expected that their WBC convention during the week that they would order the fight between Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte. They haven't due to an ongoing arbitration case against Dillian Whyte. What's your thoughts on that, George?
I don't know the ins and outs of the case, if it's like injury related or something. There's always a problem that has to be gotten through, and that's why we don't see fights when we hope to. I hope for the sake of Dillian Whyte that he gets a shot at Fury if that's what he wants. I think it's a great fight for Fury as well. You know, it might be a homecoming. I can't see them having that fight anywhere apart from the UK. Do tremendous numbers here in the UK, a fight that everyone can get behind, and you know, sometimes heavyweights, you know, there's a lot of interest in the fight, don't quite live up to it, but I think that sort of fight, them two fighters, will be a great fight. So I hope that it gets made. Where it ends up, where it lands, BT, Sky, even Zone maybe, who knows. But that's a fight I'd love to see.
In my opinion, your rivalry with George Groves really elevated the brilliant journey we've been on over the number of years for British boxing.
Rivalry with
Carl Froch,
my
bad, sorry.
That's alright, I had a couple of rivalries, went to make sure it's the right one.
It was definitely, sorry, my bad, George, it was with Carl Froch. In my opinion, that rivalry really blew British boxing on the scene, and we've been on a tremendous journey since the 2 fights with yourself and Carl. We've seen within the last year, we've seen Mike Tyson, we've seen Roy Jones Jr., Evander Holyfield make their return to the ring. Would you rule out a 3rd fight with Carl Froch? We know he's interested in coming back in the ring at some point.
Yeah, he's talking about fighting these like Hall of Famers, but you never say never. I'm still only 33 years old, so Evander Holyfield I think is 59. You know, Tyson 50s. You know. It's bizarre for these guys to come out of retirement and fight. Hopefully people don't think it's too bizarre if I come out of retirement and fight. Never say never. I spent a lot of time with Carl at the moment. We're on a press tour together, for a meet and greet tour together. So we're meeting a lot of the fans that got to the fights, dividing the opinion night on night on, you know, the controversies that were part of our rivalry and having a lot of fun and telling some stories at the same time. And at the moment, we're building a friendship, so it doesn't seem like a fight is imminent, but maybe so. I know Cole's been retired much longer than I have, so he might have itchy knuckles. I've got no desire to throw a punch right now, which I think is a good thing, but who knows? Who knows?
I'll let you carry on with the rest of the boxing, but thank you very much for your time, George.
No worries.